Hello and welcome back to Justin Talks Villa. If you are new around here, subscribe to the channel, drop a like and get involved in the comment section. This is the warm down. Leeds United 1, Aston Villa 2. Hello everyone and welcome back. My glasses are always wonky. Welcome back to Justin Talks Villa, and I am absolutely delighted to be doing this one today. I've just returned from a lovely little holiday with my beautiful wife to Tenerife, and I came back to this game today praying to the lords of football that we could continue where we left off against Bournemouth. And whilst it wasn't pretty, we got there in the end, and it was, I'm going to say, a fantastic performance overall. Yes, the first half was poor, but we don't just finish the game at half-time, do we? We have to play the full 90 minutes. And thank goodness for Morgan Rogers, 2 sublime goals. First one was a beautiful finish. Second one, stunning free kick. And probably helped, if I'm honest, that the 2 players that probably would have took the free kick were off the pitch at the time, Luca Dean and Emiliano Buendia, who scored a brilliant one against Bournemouth. So, yes, we are now 6 wins out of 7. Let's bring up the statistical side of the game, and then we can have a look at it and see what it does for us going into the next week's fixture against the, I'm going to say, bogey team of Wolverhampton Wanderers. So there we have it. After 4 games, would you believe that 6 games later, we would be there, sitting right there, right in amongst it? What could have been if we hadn't have done them first 4 games? But we can't look back. We have to look forward. And we have had a fantastic rise up the table ever since those games have finished, with only that one blip in the recent form against Liverpool, which is even more surprising given their poor defeat at home to Forest yesterday at the time of recording. So Villa, 6 wins now, 3 draws, 3 losses, plus 4 goal difference, still not scoring lots and lots of goals. And I wrote a note down here, and I hope you agree with this. We are this season, we are a team that scores great goals. We are not a great goal scoring team. Do you like that? I like that. Anyway, we do score fantastic goals this season. We are like a one team goal of the season competition, and we had 2 more to add to the collection today. So yeah, 15 for, 11 against, 4 wins out of the last 5, 21 points. We are now only 2 points off second place, with, as I said, bottom of the shop Wolverhampton Wanderers to come at home next week, who still haven't won a game. Only got 2 draws on the table after 12. Surely this is the one. This is the time we turn that around. But there's plenty of time to talk about that. Obviously got a Europa League game in between as well. So the game, let's have a look, shall we? Lineups, pretty much as I predicted in the pre-match show. I said that this would be the lineup, and it was. I suppose there wasn't a lot really we could do with Onana, big question mark over Onana, but Tielemans comes in and does a very, very good job, as we know he can. Rogers, fantastic 2 goals. I'm going to do my Fanalysis ratings at the end of this show, so you can stick with me and have a look, see how I rate the players for the game. Martinez in goal. We'll come on to the controversial opener in a minute. I thought he did really well after that, to be fair. Made 2 very, very good saves. One in the first half through a crowd of players. One in the second half from a point-blank header, which, all right, it was more or less at him, but he still had to save it. Did really, really well. Ollie Watkins still struggling for form up top, and a good couple of substitute appearances. In fact, 3 or 4 good substitute appearances, but again, we'll come on to that. Momentum bar, I think this for once, I don't know if I agree totally with this. Leeds definitely dominated there. We probably did. I mean, it's probably fair to be fair. Yeah, it is a very good way of looking at it. We just about sneaked back into the game. They had a little bit of a go. We had a little bit of a go. And at half time, I think, barring that stupidly should have been disallowed goal. You know, it was 1-0 to them. Second half came out, needed to score that early goal and did. And then from then on, I think there was only one team in it. This little bit here at the end just shows that they were going for it and they were just literally throwing the kitchen sink at Villa by the time we got to the last few minutes. So it is understandable. It's pretty much what you expect from a team at home trying to chase a game at the end. Statistics of the game. We'll look at the XG in a minute. I'm going to look at another website for the XG. 2 big chances for Leeds, 1 for Villa, 14 shots apiece, keeper made, 5 saves overall, 3 corners apiece, a few fouls. Attacking map, pretty much Leeds down the right-hand side. Villa looking very strong centrally. Big chances scored, Jules. We'll have a look at it. Nothing there. Don't need to look at that. Let's have a look at this one because I like this one. It should be here. There we go. Very good. Well found, Justin. Well found. So here we are. Average positions. This is Leeds United here. So looking like a 4, and then the holding player here, and then the 4 across the middle. So 4-2-4 looking like that. That's where they dominated us. Very much Luca Dean getting forward as well. I thought Matty Cash was really, really good again today. How good does he look this season? I know everybody knows it now. He's having a very good season, but I thought he was outstanding today. Exceptional with the ball, calm on the ball, composed, barely gave it away. John McGinn did really well. Very much tucked inside Morgan Rogers today. Tielemans quite advanced, which you would expect from Tielemans. I think that's why I like to see Tielemans in the team, because I think he gives you that little bit of extra attacking prowess ahead of Anana. Kamara's sitting pretty deep. Buendia's sitting sort of off the left-hand side. And Ollie Watkins up top. If we put the substitutes in, we can see how it changed the game. Marlon playing up top. Rogers playing off him, really. Sancho here. Ian Martson, I thought did really well coming on. And we also saw, once again, Ross Barkley coming on in the 10 with Bogard and Kamara protecting just behind. He really, really likes Ross Barkley in that 10 position. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him starting in that position at some point in the future as well. Interesting. Very interesting. Right. In the pre-match show, I highlighted this new website that I found. So I'm going to bring it up now, if I can get it. Right, here we go. So this is the understat.com website. So this gives you a real indicator of how well we attacked and Leeds attacked and the quality of their chances. So overall, Leeds had a 1.85 XG, Villa a 1.36 XG. You can see here the star is Nemecha's goal, which was a very, very, very easy chance, as you can see, looking at the XG, 0.76, which is higher than a penalty. Basically, once it hit him, it was going in, wasn't it? And then we saw the Villa goals. This one here from Morgan Rogers with only a 0.08 XG, which is an almost impossible finish from the angle and from where he was with the players around him, and it wasn't his preferred foot. All these things they add into the calculation to work out the XG, which is so interesting. So once again, we have scored 2 low XG goals. This is what I'm saying. We are a team that scores great goals. So the lower the XG for the goal, the better the goal it is, because it's normally from an incredible angle or an almost impossible position. The higher the XG, as you can see from Leeds' goal, means the easier the chance. And obviously it was smashed against him, went straight in. As we can see, if we look at Ollie Watkins, he had 3 efforts in the game. Okay. The one was a header from Matty Cash cross, and you would expect him to score that almost 50% of the time. Just shows how much he's struggling in front of goal. And his other 2 efforts were pretty difficult chances. But when you think that one's a 0.06 and Morgan Rogers scored with a 0.08 chance, it just goes to show you how good that was a finish for them. But Leeds had a lot of decent chances. A header from Longstaff there. You got a block shot from Goodmanson, which was a really good chance for them. And I think I highlighted this in the pre-match show, Leeds are a better team than their results are showing. And I think today they ran out of steam. They were excellent in the first half, took advantage of the goal that was given. But overall, Villa quality showed in the end, especially with the finishes and the way we controlled the game in the second half. So, yeah, I'm going to continue using this stat. Let me know what you think in the comments section. This is a timing chart. So this is basically the XG throughout the game and who had the best of it. So after 9 minutes, they had a 0.94. And then literally Leeds continued to make more chances and better chances throughout the game, ultimately. And they lost the game given a much better XG. So as I said, and as I keep repeating myself saying, we are winning games and creating poorer chances. Can that continue? Is it sustainable for the whole season? I don't know. We're doing all right with it up to now, but, you know, we have got to start probably creating more sort of better chances, if you like. Not tap-ins, but, you know, we are scoring some really, really top quality goals this season from almost impossible angles and brilliant efforts on goal, which ultimately shows the quality of the players we possess at Aston Villa, doesn't it? I think that's probably what you would say overall. Okay, we'll take that off now and then we'll bring up, let's go through the goals, shall we? I think that's what everybody wants to see. Let's go through the wonderful, wonderful goals. But first, I think, does my camera look dodgy? I don't know whether my camera looks a bit dodgy. Okay, let's bring up these right now. Controversial, this is right. This is controversial. I think this goal shouldn't have stand. It shouldn't have stood. Now, from everything I'm reading, I'm going to say I am in the minority here. The majority are saying it's Emi Martinez was poor, not strong enough, needed to be stronger, needed to come and clean him out and just get the ball. My point of view, and I'll give you my case now, and you can happily disagree with me if you want. I've slowed it right down so you can sort of see it. Let's play it through once. Okay, so here we go. Martinez setting himself, just going to take the ball, and he gets knocked. Now, I would totally agree that it is a minimal contact. Minimal. But I would also say it doesn't need to be a horrific contact because A, the player's clever enough to know that goalkeepers are an endangered species, and it's more likely than not they always get fouls given against them for the minimalist of contact. So he knows whether he's clever enough to think all this through as, you know, in the split second he had. I don't know. Maybe I'm giving him far too much credit and he just got lucky. But for me, as you can see here, is it Nemecha, the player that ultimately goes on to score the goal? He has just got eyes for Martinez. That's my opinion there. He's not bothered about anything else. You look at everybody else on this screen. You got Matty Cash looking up. You got, is it Morgan Rogers looking up? Ollie Watkins looking up. Even the player on the floor here looking up. And if I just roll him into the picture here, he's looking up. Everybody is looking at the ball, which is what every player does when they want to go and win that ball. Because he has got to, this is our player here, he has got to, that's a terrible, terrible line. Is it that one? Oh, it's that one, isn't it? The orbit. So he has got to, if he wants to win the header, he'd be looking up at it now, trying to time his run. Okay? He's not. So let's take all them off. Let's roll it on a little bit. Now, at this point, if he's going to try and to win the header, he's jumping. Okay? Because he wants to get up ahead of Martinez. But no. What does he do? He turns his back. And why does he turn his back? He turns his back because he wants to impede the goalkeeper. That's the only reason he is not currently, in this moment, jumping to try and win this header. That's the only reason. And then you roll it on. And then at this point, Emi Martinez, who we have seen, anybody that watches Emi Martinez for a prolonged period of time, like we all have, knows, and I've seen him do this time and time and time again. You watch him week in, week out, watch him do it in the next game and the game after that and the game after that. He knows he hasn't got to jump that high because all he's going to do is jump and then cradle the ball into his hands, and then that'll be it. Anybody else infringes him, it's a foul. So he's not going, and probably this is the criticism. Should he be going hands up to try and just get really, really high and take it at its highest point? Maybe so. But at this point, I don't think he's expecting the knock. So his right arm is here, and the forward is now just knocked him there. Look, that's just knocked him enough. So he's gone from here, now he's like this. He's going to the right. And it is not the biggest of contacts. I totally get that. But it's enough just to knock him off his balance. He's now slightly behind where he wants to be. The ball here is dropping right down here. And had he not had that knock, it's literally marginal that he wouldn't have caught that. And to be fair, this player here doesn't even win the header. It hits him on the back because Ollie Watkins in a really good position here to defend it. Look, that's my opinion, okay? That's fine if you disagree, but I think 9 times out of 10, that goes to a VAR referral, and goalkeepers are, as I said, an endangered species, and they will not allow that goal to stand. So let's watch it one more time, and I'll let you make your mind up. But that's where I'm at with it. I thought it should have been disallowed. It wasn't. So we had to move on. There we go. Player looking. Just knocks to Emmy's right side, right arm. And then the defender or the forward, whoever it was, gets the knockdown. And then it is a bit of a mistake from Konsa, who manages to whack it against Nemecha, and it goes in. Right. This is where I think he redeems himself. If you think that he shouldn't have, it was his fault. It's a fantastic shot through a ruck of players. I haven't got the angle from behind. Oh, I have got the angle from behind as well, actually. And he does really well to get down, as you can see from this angle here. You know, he's pretty much unsighted. I think this is John McGinn here. And he just smashes it through a body of players. And I think it's a good save. You know, it's not the best save he'll ever make, but I thought it was a really good save, to be fair. Then we move on to the equaliser. Fan bloody tastic, I'm going to say. Bloody fantastic. Matty Cash, I've already said, had a really good game here. Marlon, who I thought impacted the game massively in the second half as well. Up top with Ollie Watkins, Morgan Rogers here goes on to score. So Bikini's just looking to just feed the ball over the top of the left back, which he does. I think the left back is in a poor position, and he just doesn't get close enough. He's just off screen here, Matty Cash. You can't see him. Does really well to hold the run as well. It's a lovely ball from John McGinn. And then supported ably from Donyell Marlon. If we look at this here, Marlon is here, and he's now looking to make this move into this bit of space here. You can see the ball being fed into Matty Cash. Cash just needs to hold it up a second. I think this defender here does poorly because he does not go with the run of Marlon, which he should. He should, as soon as he sees Marlon on his right shoulder here, I mean, he should literally be very aware that Marlon is here and approaching on his right hand side. He doesn't track him. Look at that. I think that's that player there. Is it? No, I think it might be this player here. But by the time the ball goes through to Marlon, he's acres off him. Very, very poor defending. But Marlon does really well to drive into that bit of space, gets himself into the box. And then he does what every good winger or forward player does, is he just feeds it into the far post, into the near post, whips it in with a lot of pace, thinking that even if our player doesn't get a touch on it, it can hit anybody and do anything. I mean, I don't mind the dink into the back post, which you do see from quite a few players when they get into this position here. They'll sort of look just to lift it into the back post, and then you maybe got a player like Ollie Watkins getting onto it and trying to just get a little headed tap in at the back stick, but he doesn't. He feeds it across the face of goal, and I've got to be brutally honest, it is an absolutely brilliant finish from Morgan Rogers. I mean, when it went in, I thought he'd maybe just hit a defender or hit somebody's leg, or he got a bit of luck because it was just fizzed in, but it doesn't. It's not lucky at all. It is a delicate, wonderful, fantastically subtle little toe poke just to wrong foot the keeper. He's not expecting it. He's probably thinking he's going to hold it up here. I've just got to hold my ground at the near post, and then I've done my job. But it is an absolutely brilliant finish here. And then it just gets past the keeper before he even knows it. This is a really good angle here, as you can see. The tiniest of little touches with his toe, and the keeper is just too close to him to react. He can't react, and then it's past him, and brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And then to top it off, what can you say about this? I mean, this here, it is what, 18 yards? So you're looking at probably 19 yards out, which is nothing to get the ball up and down. It's probably almost, well, it's not impossible, is it? Because he did it. But it's so difficult to get that ball up over that wall. If we take, actually, I'll take that off because I think it almost ends up about here. I mean, it ends up halfway up the goal, to be fair. It's not even. So I think that's probably a fair, just about flips overhead. I think that's a pretty fair reflection of where the ball's trajectory was. So that just goes to show even more what fabulous technique this was. And I'm going to say, I think he's been working on this in training, because the way he went over to the set piece coach Austin McPhee afterwards to sort of shake his hand tells me they've been working on this in training, because he pulled it off with a plum, let's say. And then there you go, just about whips over the players who's trying to head it. And then it ends up, as I said, not even, I mean, if they whipped it just under the post here, you'd have said, yeah, fantastic. But the ball, you probably can't just about see it there. And let's put an orbit on it. It's in the middle of that orbit there. So it's a good, probably 2 yards under the post. So to get it up and down, and why does he get it up and down? This is why he gets it up and down. This here, if we, can we try and magnify this here? Probably. There you go. This is why. Side foot whip on the ball. We saw this years and years ago with Cristiano Ronaldo, who was really, really good at doing this. Can I zoom in? And no, I can't. He literally just whips the insole of his right boot over the ball, and that gives that ball all of the spin it needs to get up and then down over the wall into the net. Absolutely brilliant from Morgan Rogers. And then the only other clip I've got is of the disallowed handball goal, which was probably the most blatant handball you're ever going to see. That's a terrible line there. I thought I was better at this. So if I go there you go. Absolute nailed on handball. I think they all knew what had happened and just tried to get away with it. But for once, VAR came to our rescue. So well done, VAR, for once getting it right. Okay, that's more or less everything from me. I'm going to do my ratings now. I'm just going to get the camera set up so you'll see a little lip, and then I'll be back in a sec. Right, I've tried this once before. Let's hope this works. So this is the Finalysis app, which everybody will be able to log into soon. At the moment, you have to apply to go on, but it is going to be rolled out nationally, so anybody can join it soon, and everybody can join in, rating their players and getting in the discussions after every single game. So this is what you'll be faced with after every game. You can rate the players up from 1 to 100. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to give... Look, I think the VAR goal shouldn't have stood, so I'm going to say he was unlucky. And after that, I think he did everything pretty much as needed. 2 very, very good saves. So I'm going to give him a 78 out of 100. So in old money, that's a 7.8. Matty Cash, I thought he was excellent today. So I'm going to give him continually a good season he's having. Just bring the microphone down here a bit so you can hear me a bit better. Matty Cash, giving him an 8 or 80. Ezri Konsa, pretty faultless as always. Not at fault for the goal anyway, so I'm going to give him an 8 as well. Luca Dean probably had a bit of a quieter game today, so I'm going to give him a 7, 70. Pau Torres again, pretty decent to be fair. 78. I think that's about fair. John McGinn, bit quieter today. Bit quiet. He's had a heavy week on the beer, I reckon, John McGinn. So we'll let him off today. So probably going to give him a 67. today. Tielemans again, good, but certainly not at his best. So I'm going to agree. Another 67 for me. Buendia, probably one of the quietest games he's had this season. Tried and tried and tried in the first half, but couldn't get anything going. So we'll go with a 62 for Buendia. Kamara, again, probably not one of his best games for Villa, but he was decent enough. Didn't impose himself probably enough on the game that he would like to. Oh dear, Ollie. Hate to do this, but one very good chance, as I showed you earlier, a couple of real, not even half chances, but he just needs a goal, doesn't he? He needs that lifting confidence somehow. I mean, Wolves next week is a huge game for Ollie Watkins. I mean, how can you not give Starboy anything less than a 9 out of 10? In fact, I'm going to probably give him one of my highest rankings this season, 92 for me, just for those two brilliant goals. And I thought he did really well towards the end as well. Now, Unai Emery, I'm going to give him a pretty high score here because the manager impacted the game massively for me today. I think he made two critical substitutions at halftime, where at times we've seen him not change the game at halftime, but he changed the game for the positive with two really good changes, and I think it definitely helped the game. And I thought the introduction also of Ross Barkley and Sancho and even Bogard at the time he did helped hugely to see us over the line. So let's just flip the camera up, and there we are back. So I hope you could see that very well. I don't think it was the clearest, but I'll try and work on that as we go on. So there we go. Aston Villa 2, Leeds United 1. Villa go marching on, as the old Leeds song goes. And we hopefully next week will have another couple of decent wins against it's the Europa League game, isn't it? Next Thursday. I haven't imagined that, have I? It is the Europa League. This is what happens when you come back off your holidays and you're straight into action. Yes, Young Boys at home at 5:45 on Thursday evening, with Wolverhampton Wanderers at home after that in the Premier League on Sunday at 2:05. So there you go. We are live tomorrow night on the Monday Night Phone-In with special guest. I'm hoping TK, who was at the game today, will join me tomorrow night, and we can talk all things about the game, and I'll speak to you all soon. Thanks, as always, for your continued support, and up the Villa.